Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing great. In a couple of days, on Wednesday, it's new moon time again. And at the new moon is the perfect opportunity for us to put forth our intentions with clarity about what we want to accomplish in the next few weeks, or perhaps your goal extends beyond that. The new moon is a great time for us to reflect upon what we've been doing over the past few weeks and where we want to go next. A couple of new moons ago, I had shared with you that I had the intention of finding some new friends and defining and clarifying a journey that I was going to be taking in a few weeks. And it's so exciting to see how that has changed, how it's come to fruition, how I was able to Tammyfest what it was that I wanted. Now, part of that happened because I know my purpose. And when we know our purpose, I think it's easier to define our intentions and our goals and move forward on our own individual timeline. So, what does that mean? Our own individual timeline means the path that we came in to follow based on an agreement that we made before incarnating into our bodies. Not everybody has the same timeline, and this causes a little bit of a block, a little bit of dissension, because if we're on different timelines, we may have different views and different realities and different things that we connect with. But the new moon also offers us a time of understanding and compassion, not only with ourselves, but for others. So when we recognize that we're on our own individual timeline based on lessons that we need to learn, and other people are on their own individual timeline with lessons that they need to learn, perhaps that could help us bridge the gap and be a little bit more understanding and loving and focusing on the things that we all have in common, not the things that are falsely being proposed to us as things that should keep us in opposition to each other. The new moon offers all of this renewal and hope for how we want to move forward, knowing that we're on these individual timelines and accepting each other on these individual timelines. Yet at the same time, we know our purpose. So we may be having boundaries that we didn't have before. We may have changed relationships. We may have changed our thinking and expanded our perception a little bit over time, especially the last 3 to 5 years. And all of this can be brought to a whole new positive level during the new moon. Putting out our desires on the new moon totally works. A couple of new moons ago, I had shared with you that I put out 2 things I wanted to accomplish. Thing number 1 was I wanted to make some new friends, and thing number 2 was I wanted clarity to a journey that I'm going to be taking in a few weeks. I wanted to know all the little details about what I was going to do, learn, and cover on this journey. And so those things have totally happened or tamifested. Why did they happen? Because I know my purpose. And secondly, because I put my intentions out there and the universe backs me up to have what I want. And so both of those things happened better than I could have ever hoped for. On the last new moon, I put out that I want to release those ideas, that little talk inside my head that I bet a lot of you have that says you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, or you're too old, or whatever. And so that was the thing that I wanted to put out into the universe, to take that away and open me up to transform that thinking into positivity, like, oh, yes, you can, don't you give up, and to channel my guides and helpers to keep me on that path of self-discovery and reflection, and to keep me clear, to keep my tamifesting going. This new moon, I'm putting out the intention that I want to improve my partnerships. I want to be a better partner for my partners. I want to be better, smarter, faster than I've been before, because the learning curve has been so high for me on these new ventures that I'm tackling, on the new challenges that I'm facing. And so now that I'm starting to get a sense of what is expected out of me, I want to be better for my partners. And even both of those things have grown in a way that I don't think they would have before, without me putting specific attention and intention into what I wanted to have happen. And so one of the things that I'll share is a couple of months ago, my dear old friend and I started a show called Spiritual Diner, and we do a live cast every Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock Pacific time. We're called Spiritual Diner, and we're available on all platforms if you want to check us out. But the whole Spiritual Diner experience has really sped up and opened up my thinking in a way that I wasn't expecting. Part of opening up your thinking and putting out your intentions on this new moon involves you being open to the idea that you have to learn new things. But it's good, it's positive. It might not be easy, but it's all good because the more tools in our tool belt that we have, the better we can be of service to other people. And Psychic Readings by Tammy, and Spiritual Diner as well, is very much about wanting to be of service and inspiration and a safe place where like-minded people can share their ideas and experiences. Because the more we connect with folks of an equal vibrational frequency, the more it lifts our own vibration, which means the more we evolve on our own spiritual path, and the more we become positive and a positive influence on the changes that we want to have happen, pardon, within our own lives personally or on a larger scale. So this new moon is giving us another fresh start to take on anything that we want to. We can take on anything that we want to grow and learn new things that help us to connect with like-minded people. It always comes back to a place of love. And when we're coming from a place of love, not fear, then we're raising our own consciousness. We're raising our own vibration. And it helps us on our path because then we attract like vibrations. We attract like folks who have similar desires and goals, and we all lift each other up. We can all lift each other up that way and move forward on our path. Versus falling into a negative space or the lower vibrational frequencies that will keep us negative and stuck and not wanting to validate other people's experiences or personal timelines. And so with this new moon, I'm wondering what you're going to put out there, and I look forward to you sharing your ideas. There's so much that we can learn from each other. So always you can find out more with a reading or write questions below, and if it's not too personal, I can address that in an upcoming message. So, I hope you see this new moon as a fresh opportunity to put out what you want to accomplish or what you dream. All of that is possible when you put your attention and intention into what you want to have happen. And I hope that that brings you love and joy, and it helps you find your happy space and connect with others of like minds. Blessings.